Okay, I finally got Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I have been trying to find this game all over, and it is extremely rare. I got lucky when I found mine at GameStop. Alright, and I really underestimated Nocturne. It's just a great game. People keep telling me, but I was like, no, it's gonna suck. But I bought it, and I love it. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Digital Devil Saga, the battle system and appearance looks exactly like it, but the game, it just plays so differently than Digital Devil Saga. Alright, so I'm gonna get into the gameplay later. Oh, and by the way, I changed my reviewing style. Instead of reviewing it story, gameplay, and graphics, I'm now rating it by concept, graphics, sound, playability, entertainment, and replay value. Alright. I thought it would be different to actually do that. So now we get into the gameplay. Now, the battle system now is not exactly random, because if you can see the map, like the little radar at the bottom, see how it's yellow, then eventually it'll turn like dark, it'll get darker, so now it's orange, then it'll turn red, then you get into a battle. Just get into a battle. Like, sometimes it'll go down really fast, sometimes it'll take a while, but you know, you would use items to increase your encounter rate. See, now it's red, now you got into a battle. Alright, so now here's the battle system. Now, unlike Digital Devil Saga, you can actually use 4 people on your team at one time. Now, the cool thing is that you gain party members not by progressing through the story, but you coerce with demons. Like, in other words, you make them you like persuade them to join your party. But since these enemies suck ass, I'm not gonna want them to join my party. So now the turn icons. Now, if you see at the top right of the screen, you can see 4 little face things. Those are your turn icons. Now, whenever you attack or do anything, you use up a turn icon. But if you hit an enemy with its weakness or land a critical, you will use only half a turn icon. But if you miss or happen to do something or screw up, then you'll use up 2 turn icons. So it's you always gotta be careful. So now I'm just gonna attack. Alright, so my guys are pretty strong, so I don't have to worry about dying. I mean, I learned some pretty good skills. So mine. Alright, so now as you can see, these are all my demons. Now also, just aside from persuading demons to join you, you could also gain, you could use this thing called Demon Fusion, which is basically, you go to this place called the Cathedral of Shadows, and you talk to the minister there, and he can fuse your demons. Like, you basically take 2 demons and fuse them together. And they're, like, also you have this thing called Sacrificial Fusion. That is basically, you take 2 demons and fuse them together, but you also have a 3rd demon, which is like your sacrifice. And then he'll power up the fuse demon. Alright, so now that's fusion. Now I'm gonna get into magatama. Magatama is basically a type of parasite that the main character can ingest. So each magatama has a certain effect. So, say for example, I click on this one. And I click X, then it's actually, here's a better example. See, now it says all the skills I know. It says my main character stats, and then at the right, see it says Ice Boost. That's a skill I'm gonna learn when I level up. And like it will not at every level, but after so many levels, your character will learn that many skills. And each magatama has their own weaknesses. Like this one nullifies ice, but is weak against electricity. This one has normal resistance. This one is weak against death. This one nullifies mind. This one is nullifies force, but is weak against fire. This one is resists physical, but it's weak against ailments. Alright, so now I'm going to get into the menu because there's not a whole lot else to say about the battle system. So here's click square, here's your main menu. Now you have 7 commands. You have item, you just use items, so you can discard them. Look at gems are basically, you go to this place called Rag's Jewelry Shop. You could trade, it's kind of like the antique shop in Persona 3. You talk to this one guy, the owner, you trade him different gems for different items. But there's also, like, in this game, demons are classified by races. So you have haunts, demons, all this different stuff. And then you have 2 special ones, which are magatama and elements. So you could also trade items for those 2 types of demons. And you also have special items. Now, you can do skills, use characters like healing skills. change your party. You could summon new demons. You could return to like, so they're out of your party, or you could release a demon. Magatama, change your magatama. Status, look at your character status, like parameters, health, magic, skills, and skills you're about to learn. You know. Config, change your game settings, and load your game. Alright, so now ratings. Concept. Hold on one sec. Concept. Concept is basically like the new features added to the game, or like how many new things are added to the game, and how many old ideas, like how many things you see all the time. There's a lot of new stuff to this game. There's the Magatam, which is new, Fusion, which is new, actually getting demons, which is new. So the concept, I'm going to give a 9.5. For the graphics, I'm going to give, this game is very old, and I think the graphics deserve a 10 out of 10. I think this game was made in like 2001, and the graphics are just excellent. So the graphics deserve a 10 for me. The sound, what I mean by sound is how, like, is the music good enough that you want to actually listen to it, or is it so shitty that you have to put the volume on mute? For me, I think the ballad music is awesome. Like, there's different types of ballad music. Like, you have one for dungeons, one for when you're on the world map. You know, there's all those different types of music. So I think the music also deserves a 10 out of 10. Hold on one sec. Playability. Playability, what I mean by that is like the reaction to the controls good enough. Are the controls good? Like, I mean, it's a turn-based RPG. You can't really give it that, but it's just so, like, simple. Like, now, a weird thing is, I guess, hold on, let me heal one sec. Let me just heal. Like, the weird thing, you might notice that when you play the game, you have to use L1 and R1 to change your camera. But you can use the right analog stick to go in, like, first person and look around. But, you know, I mean, it's not really that big a deal. But I guess I'll give the playability a 9.5. Entertainment, how fun the game is. I think the game is very fun. I really underestimate it, like I said. So I'm going to give the playability a 10. Now, replay value. Replay value is how many times you want to, like, after beating it, you know, after beating it, how many times you want to actually play through the game again. Shin Megami Tensei always had that thing where you beat the game, you could start a new game, but your character status follows onto the new file. I always loved that about this series. So I think the replay value deserves. Now, before I get into the replay value has different ranks, kind of. Not scores, but has different things. Like high, which is how many, like, is like awesome. You'll just keep playing it no matter what. Moderately high is just like you'll do it, but then it won't last. Like, you won't want to keep doing it after a while. Moderate is good for like a few months, for a while, but then you'll get bored of it. Moderately low is, you know, after you finish, there's pretty much no point in actually doing that after to keep playing it. And low is just you're probably not even gonna finish the game because you'll think it's so bad. So I'm gonna give this replay value. I'm gonna give this high. So I never beat the game yet, but I love all Shin Megami Tensei games, and this is my second favorite out of all of them. So I gave the replay value a high. I'm gonna give the rating for this game a 9.5. Just an awesome game. I love it. You should buy it and enjoy it like I do. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne for the PS2.